Valeri nam amkela eka 48 hours nongonoko lomtisela ka ta mintirho kusuhi na n'wina kona kwala ka SABC 2 i TintswaloMushwana. Ni rhandza ku khensa hinkwenu mi tsalelaka no mi khutaza ku ya mahlweni swivutiso swa n'wina swi ta hlamuriwa tanihiloko mi swi tiva hina hi vanhu va ku tshama hi ri ku tifambeleni. Namuntlha rendzo ra hina ri hi kombe evulovedu hi tile ku ta hlangana vadyondzi vambirhi lava nge vona va rhandza ntirho wa vuongori kambe vuongori lebyi va vulavulaka hi byona a byi tolovelekanga. Wa tivutisa ni vulavula yini languta leswi.
Today's professionals believe that an illness is almost the same as its cure. They work directly with the patient and believe that if a patient is happy, they get well much sooner. They therefore focus not only on the body, but also on the spirit. Thus, they are trained to view patients holistically and to apply treatment according to individual needs. Homeopathy is the career of the day.
Ntirho wa ti-homeopath a wu tolovelekanga kambe wa pfuna swinene ku fana na ntirho wun'wanyana wa madokodela. A hi toneni ku vadyondzi van'wanyana va tiva ku fika kwini ntirho wa siku.
Xana wa swi tiva ku ri ti-homeopath ti tirha yini?
I'm not sure ukuthi yini homeopath. Dr. Baby.
Sponsor homeopath go like distributor medication to what and specifically herbal medication or motho melwayo khono ihila itself.
Ntirho lowu fanele munhu wa njhani?
Sonke khona usibana le batho.
Good personality.
Tshwanetse be friendly, be able to interact le batho.
A hi vulavule tidyondzo xikolweni munhu a nga teka tihi va kota ku nghena ka ntirho lowu?
Ka life sciences, life orientation,
mathematics, life science le physics.
Ku ya mahlweni u dyondzela ntirho lowu munhu a nga dyondza kwihi?
nursing schools, yeah, some colleges.
Anywhere as long as if it's a university.
Boma UJ, VETS.
Munhu a nga tirha kwihi loko se a dyondzele ntirho lowu?
Underground.
They open their own practices like the surgery. So
mbuyelo wa mali wona u yime njhani?
A month. 5,000 and above.
Bihola, depending on how many patients so diboning a day.
Loko langutile ntirho lowu nga wu kotaka?
Yeah, nka rata wa homeopath because ke tlo sebetsa plekeng ya ka and like I'm my own boss.
The igama elithi homeopath, it's a new word to me, so I guess if ngafundela ukuba a homeopath, it could be a good thing because I'll be experimenting ngento engiqala ukuyizwa, so yeah.
Ni rhandza ku teka nkarhi lowu ku va ntsundzuxa vadyondzi hinkwavo ku va va endla vulavisisi hi mintirho leyo hambanahambana ku va mi nga saleli ndzhaku. A hi toneni ku career board yi khomele yini.
Homeopaths diagnose and treat a wide variety of illnesses and diseases by using unconventional methods and incorporating minute quantities of drugs, minerals, plant extracts and trace elements in the treatment. They take detailed case histories of their patients, examine them, then make diagnoses and prescribe appropriate homeopathic medicines. A national senior certificate meeting diploma requirements for a diploma course is required. Each institution will have its own minimum entry requirements. Compulsory subjects are mathematics, life sciences, and physical sciences. A homeopath should have a versatile and an inquiring mind, be patient, tactful, and empathetic, have a highly developed sense of responsibility, and be physically fit and emotionally well-balanced. Homeopaths can be self-employed in their own private practice or can go into partnership with other professionals in the field.
Vadyondzi va nga tsakisiwa hi vutivi bya homeopathy i va le xikolweni xa le henhla xa Vuke eVulovedu. A hi ngeneni vulavisana na vona.
Ke nna Polelo wa Limpopo, ke dula mo Relela. Ke kena grade 11 ko sekolong sa Vuke and currently ke dira science stream. I'm a people's person and I'm very strict on discipline. My strong point is that I never give up. I'm very persistent on what I want and I always aim for my goals. My dream career is to work in the field of homeopathy.
Lebitso la ka ke nna Mlapsane Oma, ke tswa Zaneng Rela village, ke dira mphato wa lesome Vuke High School and I'm 15 years old. Nna ke nna motho wa rata go bolela too much. Ke motho wa rata go studisa ka thata gore ke ke tswelele dithutong jaaka. My dream career ke go shoma lefelong la homeopathy.
Oma le Polelo le kae?
Hi.
Le nna ke teng. Welcome to 48 hours.
Thank you.
Like, what why? I just want to know, where did you hear about this career?
From access internet.
Is it? So, na internet mo school na lepinyana or?
No, it's just our phones.
All right, I don't know now.
Nah, I saw it in a magazine. So I got this interest over the path that I had to take, that medicine is really good and it could help my community.
Do you think you'll cope?
Because I love people.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Na garata batho and actually. So I motho I feel quite feeling na ansamadi. Yeah, na tshaba motshwara.
Okay, guys, I got to wait now, okay? Let's live from Joburg to Mona Limpopo for Rotoli Twisa. All right, you guys are spending 2 days me a homeopath. Hey. Okay, so get all of the t-shirts, kopa li apare, and then the kopa di na kokoloing, okay?
Daroko ihlangana na mentor watsunela ayiboneni ku ri swi famba njhani ntsena endzhaku ka mavhengele.
My name is Dr. Erika Kurtzen. I'm a medical doctor and a homeopath, and I've got an integrated practice in Zanin, and the name of the practice is Clear Fountain. And today we are going to have 2 students to come and just have a look at the practice to see what we do, see some clinical work, to decide whether they would love to do homeopathy and study homeopathy as well. Hi you guys, welcome at my practice. I hear that the 2 of you are interested in becoming homeopaths and studying homeopathy.
Yes,
we are.
Getting into idileng or wena often go kita studies with homeopathy.
I started my career as a medical doctor, and I practiced medicine since 1984. And at one stage, I wanted to know more about the human body and why disease happens. So it was much more for me about looking into what happens, why is there disease, and treat the person and help the body to heal itself, and not only just giving them something to actually treat the symptom.
I
think maths is always important if you want to study any degree that is got to do more with science, and then your basic science are important, and biology.
Where can I study if I want to become a homeopath?
You can study it at the University of the Witwatersrand. They've got a 5-year degree, which is very, very nice. A very professional degree where you actually will be in contact with medical doctors as well. Or you can also study it at the Technikon of Natal.
Between a doctor and a homeopath, which one is better at healing the body?
It's 2 completely different ways of treating a body. Okay. If we look at medicine or allopathic medicine, it includes surgery, basically treating more with chemical medicines. While in homeopathy, you actually work with the body's own intelligence to support it, to help the healing. So I think it's a good way to combine both, but homeopathy is more a system of medicine where you work with the body, with their own immune system, try to find out what is happening, treat the person as a whole, and begin to support that.
South Africa.
I don't think it's that well known, but it will be very nice for me to see that it can grow, because I think it really helps. It's absolutely going to hook up with primary health care, because it's something that you can actually take into the communities, and it's a beautiful system of medicine, and it's not that expensive to treat people. So I think it's something in South Africa that there's really a need to grow, and I'd love to see more opportunities.
Now, field in homeopathy.
Definitely. A lot of the homeopaths in South Africa include other modalities as well. So you can actually go and study acupuncture, because it really complements homeopathy. You can study biopuncture, which is something that I hope that I'll be able to show to you. There are people that include intravenous therapies in their practices. So there's lots and lots of other biological medical fields that you can actually study that will really complement a practice in homeopathy. there's not really at this stage hospitals that employ homeopaths in South Africa. The hospitals that employ homeopaths and it's more in India and in Europe. So in South Africa, if you do homeopathy, you're probably going to start your own practice, or you can work part-time in a hospital or in a clinic, but you're going to determine your own practice and your own salary by starting and seeing patients and then basically create your own salary. I'd love to show the two of you what we do in the practice and just give you a little bit of clinical background. So it's going to be lovely to meet tomorrow again. So go home, have a nice sleep so that you are ready tomorrow to work a little bit with patients and see the clinical part of homeopathy. So thank you very much for today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Esokrabombiri, badyondzi va hina va langutele ku ya mahlweni va dyondza hi ntirho lowa ti-homeopath a hi languteni ku swi famba njhani.
Good morning. Welcome to your second day. As we discussed yesterday, today we're going to see some clinical work. So I'm going to show you a procedure that we call biopuncture.
Biopuncture again.
Biopuncture is a technique that we use a very small needle, like almost as thin as an acupuncture needle, to inject a homeopathic remedy into the area where the pain or the problem is. So you actually take the homeopathic remedy that's going to stimulate a healing response to the area where the problem is. Okay. So I'm going to use a remedy today that is very specific. It's a combination. He told me where's the tenderness, and now I'm going to show you how I'm going to inject it in that area. And as you can see, this is a very, very thin needle. So it's a very fine needle that we're going to use. So it's really not a needle that's going to cause him a lot of pain, just enough so that we can actually inject in the area that we want. There's the spasm that I can feel, so I'm just going to go in there. Inject it, and I'm going to ask my patient to really breathe in and out. Deep breathing, please. Then I'm going to go to the other side.
Any different remedy
The remedies that I'm going to choose will depend on what the problem is. So sometimes I use a remedy that is very specific, something that we use when there is degeneration of the disc, so we can use that. In his case, I'm using remedies that's much more for inflammation and injury. We can inject any place. Sometimes we can inject in the knee, depending on what the problem is. So actually, we decide which remedy we're going to use depending on what the problem is and the effect that we want. Okay. As you can see, I've injected him in 6 places there. That's the area where the pain really is, and I felt the spasm. It was on both sides of the vertebrae, and as you can see, the needle is so thin there's not even really bleeding, and it's a really very, very nice process and a procedure to help people. This procedure is finished, and we might repeat it in a week's time if he feels it's necessary. So while the patient goes, you're welcome to get the new patient for us that's waiting. It's a small boy, a mother with a boy, and I'll just go and get my stethoscope and my otoscope from the other room. For this procedure, I want you to just understand, very sweet boy, why homeopathy is so nice to work with children. His mother brought him for me a few months ago because he kept on getting sick, bronchiolitis, he was in hospital, and it was almost like every cold went to the chest. So we started to treat him, and the difference is we treat the patient, not the disease. The remedy that I chose was phosphorus, because that's very typically for a baby with chronic lung things, getting sick all the time, the resistance is not that well, and he's doing very, very well. He hasn't been sick since then. not even one lung infection. So it showed that homeopathy can really, really help in a much deeper level as well. You are welcome to have a listen and just take the stethoscope and listen to his chest, and I'll explain to you what you can hear.
We have a problem over the stethoscope.
As you can hear, it's quiet, there's no sounds that sounds abnormal, there's flow of air. Usually when there's problems in this mucus, you can actually hear the rattling of the mucus, and when there's spasm or bronchospasm, you can actually hear like there's a wheezing sound. His lungs are completely clear, and he's a healthy little boy. He's really doing very well. I'm very happy with his lungs, and you can bring him to me again in about 3 months' time to have a follow-up, and if he gets sick, you can bring him any other time. But I'm very happy.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Now I'm going to show you what we do. It's an instrument that we use in the practice. We call it a biofeedback system to actually give us information to show how the organs and systems in the body are functioning. And we're actually going to show you how it works. So we can go. I'm going to show you how this system works. This is Dr. Jean Railton. She works with me. And this is a biofeedback system. So what she's going to do is she's going to ask you to hold the probe, and then she's going to test you. And what we do with this, so this gives us a lot of information on all the organs and systems of the body. So what Dr. Railton is doing now is she is testing on the specific points to show what is happening in the body. She just tested the lymph, and as we can see there, if it's in the green, it shows us that the lymph is balanced. If it's in the yellow, it's below the green, then we know that the lymph is low, it's a bit sluggish. If it's above the green, it's red, it's stressed, and then it might be that you've got a cold or something like that. So this is not something that can give you a diagnosis, not at all, but it just actually is like an electronic questionnaire for the body, showing us and giving us information on what is going on in the body. And then when we've got all the readings of the body, we use the homeopathic principles to help us pick up the intelligence of the body. For instance, if we see the lymph is in the red and we know that you've got a runny nose and you've got sneezing, it's clear mucus, well, then we're going to pick a remedy that, like the onion, because the onion can give you that type of symptoms. So we will use then something like the onion that's actually going to match the body's own intelligence. So when we've got all the information, we can actually make more of an informed choice. You saw a little bit about how your body is functioning. Now we can give him a turn so that Dr. Jean can actually just show him as well and give him some information about his body. The reason why, because this forms like a closed circuit, so that's why you have to hold it tight. It must be a little bit wet so the contact is better. You can see that's a little bit above the line, but you said that you've got a bit of a cold and a sore throat, so that makes sense. That one is low, so it's a bit blocked. As you can feel, this is not painful. It's actually easy to even work with children because it's really not hurtful. It's not going to frighten them. Now you've had your test as well and you've got an idea how it works. Usually in the practice, when we've done this and we've done the full test, we will have a consultation with the patient to decide what is the best remedy to give them according to what we say in homeopathy, the North Simmerer. So we'll pick the remedy that's going to work. We will make the remedy for them. We make the remedies in the practice as well. Sometimes we buy remedies from homeopathic companies, and then usually we'll see the patient again 4 weeks later to see what is the difference and what happened and what has changed, and then we take it from there. Thank you for the 2 days that you've spent with us. It was really nice knowing you, and we hope that you've learned a little bit more. and that you will think about studying homeopathy. We'd love to see you doing it, and we will help wherever we can. Thank you.
How are you doing? How are you doing? Yeah, it
was great.
Is it? How was it day 1 and your day 2?
Day 1 and a little more like about the introduction to homeopathy. We also had the time where Larry and I got okay. What's going on inside the human body?
Oh, okay. Wow. All right. No, that's cool. Hey? You still want to do the same?
Yeah.
Good. Ingase famba ayitweneni ku munhu lo atfulela ka bindzu hi ntirho wa siku ra namuntlha u hlangana na swirhalanganyi swihi naswona u swi hundzisa ku yini. Langutani leswi.
My name is Dr. Uwe Hohl. I'm a homeopathic practitioner. I'm also the owner of this company, Fusion Homeopathics, which I founded together with my partner, Dr. Amisha Manga. And yeah, I also lecture a bit at the University of Johannesburg, which is where we both qualified as practitioners. The reason why we started this company is because we found that there was a bit of a lack in a solid foundation when it comes to homeopathic medicines. So we found a niche market where we then decided to build up a service-driven company that focuses mainly on the homeopathic practitioners, so our colleagues per se. Starting the company, the biggest challenge is always, are you going to make it out there? Are you going to be able to get enough clientele in? So there's a lot of challenges that you meet, especially as homeopathic practitioners. We are trained as clinicians to treat people, but to converting that into opening up a company, we had to very quickly learn other aspects of running a business. The biggest challenges are making a name for yourself. So when we have a new customer that's interested in us, to go out there and try and prove yourself, to show that you are a player in the market, and for people to actually give you a chance to prove yourself. Being your own boss is actually quite liberating. It's quite empowering. It's incredibly nerve-wracking because you don't really have that net to fall back onto, or those mentors to ask and give you the support. There's a lot more flexibility about it. But it's very gratifying, but it's quite challenging because you're pretty much on your own. Yeah, you just got to build up a strong support system to help you where you can. But I think that's probably the biggest. It's very rewarding. Your effort becomes your reward, but also your mistakes you eventually have to sort out and deal with. You can't just hand it over and say, "Oh, can you help me with this?" So no, it's an absolutely exciting adventure every day. Yeah. The biggest advice I can give a young entrepreneur starting their own business is to go into it with a lot of passion, because the passion essentially drives the business. Don't be afraid. So take risks, educated risks. You need to plan ahead well. So don't jump into it without knowing the background, without knowing what you're getting yourself into. Don't be shy to ask for assistance. Enjoy every day that you're working. That's the most important thing.
Bahlaleri a hi swi rhandzi ku hambana na n'wina, kambe nkarhi wisile a hi hlangane nakambe vhiki leri taka kona kwala ka SABC2. Xitsundzuxo hi lexi hi tsaleli eka 48 hours at sabc.co.za kumbe Facebook page ya hina ku nga SABC 48 hours. Kasi hina hi ta ku hlanganisa na vanhu lava nga ta ku pfuna. Ku huma ka mina TintswaloMushwana na vatirhikuloni, hlayisekani.